chia pudding is a little bit light. So, but we're going to be using Swiss chard and bok choy, red peppers. The bok choy has lots of color, and of course the greens. Okay, and then we're also going to be doing some raw wraps and also romaine tacos. Okay, we're going to be using hummus, and I'm also going to make a very simple dressing. Show you how to make a great dressing. It's just simple and fresh and very good for your digestion. Okay, so Zoe, would you like to come help me for our first demonstration? Okay, we're going to show you chia pudding. I don't know if you saw the recipe. Okay, so one thing that I like to do that makes it a little bit easier is to use a mason jar because it already has the cups on it, so you don't have to dirty another cup measure. Okay, so the first thing it says is a quarter cup coconut, unsweetened coconut, but we're not going to put that in yet. We're going to put our wet ingredients in first. Okay? So, I'm going to start with, we're going to be using coconut water and also the coconut milk. And this is full fat coconut milk. And I don't know if you want to say anything about that, but the fat of the coconut is very, very good for your brain and your nerves. So, it used to be that people thought it was a scary thing because it was a saturated fat, and what they found is that something like over 80-something% of people who actually used it for Alzheimer's, and it reversed their Alzheimer's. And it's just amazing. So it's very, very nourishing for the cells, and it doesn't actually bother your liver. So we're going to start by pouring in 3/4 of a cup, which would be, let's see if I can actually see this. So we've got 8 ounces here, so we can go up to here. Okay. So we're going to pour that in.
It's just because it's...
Yeah, we need to stir that up a little bit better. We're making a mess. This is what kids love to do, right? So, okay. All right, let's move this down a little bit. The reason I'm using a fork and not a whisk is because it actually works better with the chia for some reason. I tried using a whisk yesterday, and it was not as effective. So you can actually do this in. So, all right, and then you're going to actually fill it up to here with the coconut water. The reason we're showing you this first up is because we want to show you how quickly this actually sets. We're talking about making a pudding, but it's so simple and so easy. So go ahead and whip that so that it gets all that mixed in. Okay. Does that mix pretty good? Hold on. All right. So I'm going to See you last. Okay, so the coconut, we're going to put that in. So you can see how easy this is. If you don't have the coconut water, you can just use this. That's what I did the first time, and it was delicious. Wait. We're going to do that. Here we go. Quarter cup.
What brand did you happen to buy for the coconut, the canned coconut water? No.
Oh, this is Cocoa King. Each one is going to be different. The one that is, I think it's Thai Kitchen or something like that, has a totally different taste. I actually prefer this in Nagoya to the other one, but it's okay, you know, both of them work. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and put in, for those of you who like sweet, we're going to put, you don't have to put anything sweet in this. If you like the taste of coconut, 2 squirts. There you go. Okay, I put 1 squirt in what we're actually demonstrating, you know, what you're going to taste. So if it doesn't taste sweet enough for you, savor the taste of the coconut and just know that you need 2 squirts, which will be about 2 teaspoons. Okay. You can use date sugar. You can use, you know, that's easy to find now. Date sugar.
How about turbinado sugar? Is that good?
And you can use that as well. We're using the agave. I don't prefer the dark agave. It has a much heavier taste.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. It's just
Like thick and groovy.
yeah, it's different. So there we go. So she's going to put this in there. And she's going to stir it right in. This is not a point where you want to step away and go do the dishes. Because you'll come back and it will be one solid mass, okay? In literally 2 minutes or less. So you want to just get it right in there, and that's it.
Deb, can you move the coconut bag, please?
Oh, I'm so sorry. There we go. You can't see it.
It's all right. I saw it before. Things were,
There she is. Okay, so we're going to come back to this because in a few minutes I want you to see how it's actually doing and how quickly it can set. You would normally, to have the pudding, keep it in the fridge for at least a couple hours. All right. You know, overnight is easy. This makes a great thing to have with breakfast. I don't recommend just having this. You know, it is something that you would want with something else. That's probably a whole grain or
You can do it with oatmeal. A lot of people do overnight oats and with the chia seeds, and it makes a lovely breakfast bowl.
right.
You don't have to cook it.
Thank you, Zoe.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. So, what we're going to actually we can show you. What we're going to do is we're going to come back to this, and we'll show you how to make a parfait. Really easy, but it makes it look really pretty. You know, we're going to use some strawberries, so then you'll get to taste it with strawberry. Of course, coconut goes really well with pineapple. I didn't get a fresh pineapple, so. But we also did. This was Amber's. She's hiding in the. She's in the kitchen. This is to show you. You know, mixing the yellow with the black chia seeds. It looks kind of green. So, but we did the same recipe, only we just put, she just put pineapple juice. There's no extra sweetener in it.
Instead of the coconut water?
Oh, there is, okay, she sweetened it a little bit with the agave. No water, it's just pineapple juice. And then the quarter cup of coconut. So, again, you're going to use the same amount of wet. You're going to use the quarter cup of coconut and then the chia seeds with pineapple juice. And so you're going to get to try both, and it'll taste like you're having pineapple with your coconut. So later. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to show is the raw wraps. Before I do that, I am going to show the dressing, okay? And I'm going to do that because the wraps are very, very simple, okay? Once you get everything cut up and shredded. The nice thing about these things is, you know, as you can see here, we have a beautiful plate of colors, okay? You know those little bags, the bags of the little peppers? The red, yellow, and orange, that's what these are, okay? And cucumbers, red cabbage, everybody likes that. And it's actually very, very good. And then the carrots. So again, if there's anything that you don't like, oh, we missed the onions. We're going to use red onions too. So, yummy. So what I'm going to do first, though, is show you the lemon garlic dressing. Okay, this is so simple. It has 4 ingredients. Okay, so I have my little blender here. Do you plug it in? And what we're going to do is put in 3 cloves of garlic. Okay.
Yeah, I love garlic.
We are going to put in. I'm going to borrow from this table. 1 teaspoon of salt. It may sound like a lot of salt, but usually that's what you use in a salad dressing is quite a bit of salt. So, or that's what you find in salad dressing. Now, we're going to put ½ cup of freshly squeezed lemon juice. If you don't have it, as you can see on the back table, you can use your lemon juice that you might have in your fridge if you have a bottle. And thank you, Zoe, for squeezing the lemons. Okay. And then we're going to put a cup of olive oil. Now this makes a nice creamy dressing, believe it or not. But just to warn you, if you do refrigerate olive oil, it does get a little bit more solid or gummy. So it's not a bad thing to do. It just means that it'll be, until it gets to room temperature, it'll be.
Kind of looks like frosting.
Yeah, it might look like frosting instead of that. So you see what I did? The lemon juice, the oil, the garlic, the salt. That easy. Now, lemon actually is very, very good for stimulating digestion. It is a bitter that is excellent for that, and it helps prepare you for digestion. So this is just very simple. I hope I know how to do this. So it's nice and creamy. Wow. Now if you wanted to make it actually a little thicker, you can actually put in some soaked nuts, or you can use some sunflower seeds. I would soak them for a couple of hours, or overnight. And then you can make it thicker, okay, if you want. And you can use less oil that way as well. I'm just going to do this once more to make sure. That we got all the garlic. Okay. And if you don't, you have a chunk of garlic, that's not the worst thing in the world, right?
All right. Eats garlic like that.
Really? Okay. So I have these cruet. I'm just going to put this in here. And Michelle is going to help me with the onions.
Yeah. Yeah. I really need to get one of those. Well.
It's not all gonna quite fit, but we're gonna be trying, so. Okay, so, there we go. See how easy that was? So, again, if you, you know, if you're thinking, you know, I want fresh dressing, this is excellent, and it does keep well in the fridge, afterwards. Okay, so, Michelle has, said that she would actually show, how we're gonna actually do the collard wraps, okay? And, before she does that, just stay here with me for a moment. I'm going to show you very simply the tacos. And while she's working there, I'm just going to do a few of them for you. So, very same concept, you know, and you can use a wrap. I actually did some that are in regular wrappers, like burrito skins, okay? So, you don't have to use hummus. You can just drizzle it with the dressing. But we like to actually put hummus on here. So you're going to actually use this way, just put in some hummus. I hope you all like hummus. I didn't hear anybody say no. Okay. And then we're going to just put in some of these colors. Okay, so this is not very big, so it's not going to fit a lot, but just so you get an idea. It's fun. It makes a little bit of a mess. Right. So you know, depending on what kind of pepper you like and that sort of thing. You have something, I'm just going to actually bring it around so you guys can see it. You have something that just looks absolutely beautiful. It's a wonderful thing to serve, and it's that quick, you know. And so now Michelle is going to show us how to do a wrap with collard greens. Okay.
Okay, well, after the collard greens have been washed, it'd be nice to destem them, okay, at the very bottom, because we're going to be wrapping them up. Take this and well. Okay. So the stems are fairly thick. I'm right-handed. I'm going to hold the leaf like this, and with the knife, I'm going to try to bend this down so that I shave off part of the stem at the top and make it as flat as possible, and without trying to puncture the leaf in the process. So. And of course, the more narrow the stem, the more flat it is, the easier it is for you to roll up the actual wrap. Just go down just a little bit.
Is that hard to do?
It's an acquired touch. Okay, so
one way to put it.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to take my hummus, and towards the end of the stem, I'm going to make like a little rectangular box. Okay. Just going to go like this, and I'll hold up the leaf so you can see it. Okay. Then, this is the fun part of this, you know, I'm going to lay it down and put the different veggies on top. Also, when you're doing this, just like a taco, you want to make sure to put a good amount, but not too much, because if you put too much inside, it kind of like explodes. So it's just, you got to gauge it with your eyes.
And also, for those of you who like something warm, I know I like to eat something warm, you can boil and just barely blanch the leaves of the collard green, and it works so much better. It's nice.
So I'm going to take it from being horizontal. I like to put it like this so it's vertical. I squish everything up to the very edge of the bottom of the stem. And just simply roll it up a couple of times. Then, just like folding an envelope, I go on one side, go on the other side, and voila. And I did have some, here is a toothpick. To keep it together, it's good to just take the toothpick and just go to the center. And now you have your wrap. And this is what you see on that table over there.
Wow, it's not. We're going to just come back and check this out. Before you put it in the fridge, it's nice to leave it out a few minutes and actually give it another stir. Just to make sure that it's more, so that it's not getting lumpy or anything. Probably if you stirred it well enough to begin with, it's probably going to be okay. But just to make sure, you can do that. And I don't know, do you want to take that around so they can see how thick it's gotten already?
Wow, look like a little man. Look like his father or his little. Grandma likes that. Oh, that sounds good. Chicken ear right here. Oh, yeah. We have to eat before we have our dessert now, so.
Oh, look at that. Look how thick that is.
Smells very good. Got some vanilla in it and the coconut.
Oh, it smells so
Yum.
good.
Didn't forget the other thing. Right, yummy.
So you can see how even if you want that for breakfast, it's not going to actually take too long to put it together, and actually, it's going to come together pretty quickly. So you don't have to soak it overnight, but the coconut too does better because it's going to soak up more water, and it will be nice and chewy. But okay, we're going to put that there. Would you like to show the parfait? We're going to do that.
I put mine in my sheets, but I always let it sit for at least 10 minutes. And then I put it in a blender. And I get all these in that, and then I blend it.
Yeah.
That's what
No, just
okay.
okay. So if you want to make it really, really pretty, here. Can you see this?
Wow.
Take some of this away. Okay. So go about halfway and then take the strawberries in.
Yeah.
Now, we made this last night, so you can see the longer it sits, the more it gels.
Mint leaves, mint leaves
Yeah.
to garnish.
We can do that.
We have a lot of things.
Okay, so we're going to put that on top of that, and then just one on top.
Very nice.
So we can even use some of this because it got so thick. All right. So again, you want to make it look nice. Again, depending on how much you want to do, but you can actually do this pretty quickly. Within an hour or two, you can assemble that. You don't have to wait overnight, like I said, because overnight with this recipe, as you can see, it gets pretty thick. Okay, so you can go ahead and put these back. All right. So, question: do you want to sample?
People are salivating here.
Or
You can't hear what you're
What's
saying.
our other option?
Okay. Okay, so before we do the stir fry, what I wanted to have you do is I wanted to have Ruth come up because she's going to actually need to wash something, okay? And she's going to show you the leek, okay? I don't know if anybody has used a leek before. For me, actually, this was my first time and I didn't actually do it because Ruth did. So she's teaching me a lot, which is great. So she's going to bring the leek out, and then she's just going to show you what part of the leek to use, and she's going to take it, she's going to slice it, she's going to do the shallot, but she's going to slice it up really thin for the recipe. If you have your recipe for the stir fry, you start with the grains, which we already did, okay? And but then this is something extra. You don't have to, but you can actually season your grains. So,
Well, this is a leek, and they say you're supposed to cut it, the light part of the green, between the light part of the green and you're supposed to leave the dark for like stews, like broths or something, or stews, to flavor. And so I guess I'm going to cut it here. And so this part you just set aside and cut the end off. And then you have to cut it lengthwise, like in half. And then you slice it thinly. It's like a round onion or something. It's slice it all up, and what I'm going to have to do is put it in a bowl of water to rinse it. I guess there's like dirt and sand inside the leek.
there can be.
And so I'm going to kind of wash it and then put it inside the salad spinner to dry it. These leeks we have now don't have too much dirt in them. Okay, so I'm going to go wash this. Put it in water, and then you put it in the water, and then you take it out and put it in the salad spinner.
Okay. So while she's doing that, if you'd like to start sampling the, we don't have to dessert yet.
Oh.
Actually, if you want to, you can. You know, it depends on what you want to do. You want to? Zoe is going to bring her cups up here and strawberries. And so if anybody wants to sample, green, if you put something that's warm in there or hot, it's going to actually like blanch the collard green too. So it'll
What would be a
it'll
good
actually
example?
cook it a little bit.
So what would be a good example of a grain that would be
Well, we actually prepared for you 3 different grains for you to try. So we have a mix of brown rice and wild rice and red rice. For any of you who know about red rice is really high in antioxidants, very, very good for you, as well as black rice. So that's a mix, and we also prepared quinoa, and also we prepared wheat berries, which I got spelt. There's different kinds. There's farro, and there's another one I can't remember what it's called. There's at least 3 or 4 different ones. What was it?
The farro?
Yeah, farro or whatever it is. So, And we actually seasoned each one of them, although that's what Ruth is going to show us right now. We're going to actually start cooking the shallots and the leeks. Okay?
Yep.
So go ahead.
This is a shallot. It peels like an onion. And you have to cut the ends off. And then you just slice it thin. I guess it's supposed to be, it's milder than an onion, and between an onion and garlic. Milder than garlic. All the cooking sauce is this.
Can you speak up a little bit, please, because you're being recorded.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
am I
thank you.
gonna saute now? All right.
Come on over, put on
Am I putting one table, two tables, one table? And we'll put the shallots in. And the leeks, right? This is the leeks that I did before. Now where's the spatula?
Jacob Paradise. You draw that
Now this, I call this sauteing. Saute until it's a little bit more translucent. Trying to get the shallots out there. Slices. It's like a little onion as far as layers.
So Ruth, how did you prepare the quinoa? Here's the quinoa here. Okay, this is about half of what we prepared. So
It's golden quinoa. They have golden quinoa, red and black. And this is the mildest one. The one to try first, if you haven't tried it, is they say is the golden one. And see, well, they say if the quinoa, sometimes it needs to be rinsed and sometimes it doesn't. And if it comes from the U.S., I guess it'll say it doesn't need to be rinsed. But if it's from other places, it will need to be rinsed because there's a saffron coating that makes it bitter. And I guess it protects it from being eaten, I think, because it's a seed. So I have to rinse it about, I usually do 3 or 4 times. And then I put it in rice cooker and I cook it there. And it's, most recipes say to do, I think it's about done. Most recipes say to do 1 cup quinoa to 2 cups water. But I have found I like 1 cup quinoa to 1.5 cups water. And for cooking light, it says that the texture starts to go down and gets a little too mushy. So I used 1 cup quinoa and 1.5 cups water. I also put a little bit of salt in there and a little bit of gluten-free, what do they call it, vegetable stock. I put a little bit of that in there in all of them. The quinoa and the rice and the, okay, so this is done, this is good. We gotta keep going. It's browning now. Oh, and then for the grains, we put the leeks and the scallions, not the scallions, the shallots. Sorry, get it out. We put those in the rice and the farro already. It'll just add a little more flavor. All right, is that good? So I'm just going to mix this in. And like with grains, it says you're supposed to like go crosswise to break up the rice or and mix it. Yeah. Well, this is, I guess I'm used to it. Probably what you
Thank you.
any clumps or whatever.
Now, she's already prepared the stir fry, and so I'm going to continue to show you the stir fry. As you can see, the directions here may look like they're difficult, but they really aren't. What I wanted to show you, though, of course, we have all our colors here and flavors. And let's see. I think I have everything ready, so I can. Would you help me, actually? And let's get this started. So we're gonna do the beginning of the recipe, and as we start it, I'm gonna show you a couple of things that are just really simple. But I want her to start it because the oil. We're gonna actually be, because we have a skillet and we don't have a wok, we're actually doing a third of the recipe right here.
So
Okay?
1 tablespoon?
Yes. So you're going to take a third of that.
Hey Beth?
Yep.
Do you eat like this at home?
That's a good question. I've never tried this recipe actually, so this is an adventure.
Like with the salad dressing and the wraps on it?
Oh yeah. And that, as you can just see, looking at the colors just makes you happy. It makes me happy, even just the shredded carrots. Okay. So what we're doing here is we're starting with, as the recipe calls for, we're going to start with some ginger.
Okay.
We're going to start with the ginger. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, start and stick.
Ah, smoking that.
I know, that's why I said.
All right, so we're putting in our tofu right away. This goes very quickly, so what I'm doing right now, you wouldn't want to do. She's cooking for me, so I can do it, because I'm just showing you, okay? So this is going to be just cooked for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then we start putting in the stems of the Swiss chard and the bok choy. And I was just going to show you very quickly. To do this, obviously, this is not going to cook take as long to cook. So we're just going to take it off like this. Okay, and you have like a spear. Okay.
Then you start putting something else in.
Okay. So we're going to put our stems in.
Do you put garlic in there too?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we just wanted to show you, in case you haven't worked with these things before, now you have the part that's going to take a little longer to cook. And you're going to just slice it down the middle and then just slice it up. And these will be your chunks. more. We're gonna put in our onions, third the onions, and a third of the mushrooms. The leaves, as you can see, this is not an exact science when you just stir frying. Okay? There's a lot of leaves. Okay? That's why. So again, if you need to add a little bit of oil, just add a little bit of oil. So we can do the same thing with the Swiss chard as well. Now, this you could actually, if you had a big enough leaf for the Swiss chard, you could also use that for a wrap. It's softer. Again, it depends on what you want to do, but it's going to be a little harder to do it like this if you were to do a wrap, because you still have this, but you can still pare that down if you wanted to try it. Or like Michelle said, you can always blanch it.
But you have to have the touch, according to Michelle. You have to have the quiet touch.
Just call her over, she'll do it.
Bend the sleeve.
For a small.
Okay, so you see how easy that was? I just basically de-ribbed it, okay? And then you just, okay. All right, so we got our onions and our, okay. So the next thing is just the garlic. Oh, and the red peppers. Are those soft yet?
No.
Oh, how many are soft? So the last two things that you put in are actually the peppers and then the onions. But these stalks take a little bit longer to cook, so that's why they go in there right after the tofu. And if there's anybody here who doesn't like tofu or doesn't want to try that for some reason, Ruth is actually going to cook up the rest of this recipe without, okay?
They put tofu in first to absorb the flavors of the sesame seed. The tofu will pick up the flavors of what you're cooked with.
Did you use like a firm tofu?
Extra
firm, okay.
Extra firm. And again, that's something in preparation, you want to have that ahead of time, you want to have that cubed up. If you want to squeeze out some of the moisture, you can just take a plate or a pot, a plate with a pot or something, to put on top of it on a plate, and then you can just dump off the water after about 10 or 15 minutes. And then just chop it up into little chunks, however big you want. Okay, so we're going to put in our peppers. That's good. Okay. So we got our garlic in here and our peppers. Now we're going to start putting in our leaves. Now there's two different kinds of leaves here. There's the bok choy and the Swiss chard. So.
If it starts to stick, you have to put more oil.
Maybe we can put it in. Sweet chocolate sugar and pudding. Beautiful. Grandmothers have that effect on them. So I like to play. Or you work it out a lot.
Okay, everybody, so we're gonna actually set this up so that you can come and try, okay? We're gonna get our greens out here for you. So, we do recommend that you try a little bit of every kind. And this is what it looks like when it's done, okay? This was done ahead of time, so this will be actually, okay? So it's not, this one's not piping hot, all right? All right, so we're going to have,
Yes, I just put in 3 tablespoons of rags aminos. It's like a soy sauce, but it's not. Soy sauce is actually, has wheat in it, so I can't have that. You could put soy sauce in, don't you? I'm gluten intolerant, so I can't have wheat. But the rags makes a good substitute for the flavor if you have an allergy.
So which one is the spelt berries?
this one has the spelt, this is the rice, and there's the quinoa. So I'm trying to set it up for you, so it's not so confusing. But you can have this, if you want to have it to the side, you can have it on top, it's up to you. This has a nice crunch to it. And then this is the rice. And I'm going to bring these out because anybody who wants any without tofu, Ruth is going to cook it up in the other room. Okay? So come on up, and this is done as well. So this can, yeah. Just leave it there.